And now, podcasting from the great city of Anchorage, Alaska, in the largest state in the country, this is the Upper One Podcast with your hosts, Scott and Eric.
What do you say, Eric?
Oh, you talking to me?
I'm talking to you. Are you even listening?
I was thinking, I was busy, I was deep in some thought going on over here.
Well, let's start with that thought. What were you thinking? And let's keep it clean here because, you know, we're going to try to stay PG maybe for the first episode. But so y'all know, parental advisory is advised for potential explicit lyrics.
Sometimes things slip out of my mouth that I don't mean, but I was just deep in thought. Like
Did I say that out loud?
Deep in thought, you know.
So we're sitting here. We're in, as the intro said, we're coming to you from Anchorage, Alaska, at the foothills of the Chugach Mountains.
And it's cold. I'm looking for sunny and 75 somewhere. I'm looking for warm temperatures and sun.
What is going on in the world today?
I am stoked. I am floating on cloud 9.
Here we go.
I am floating on cloud 9 today.
Yeah, we all know, right?
It's looking like I'm getting ready to get the goat. What? No, don't need crickets on this. We are getting the down there in Tampa Bay, it looks like.
Oh my God! They killed Kenny! You bastard!
No, we got rid of Winston. We didn't kill Kenny. We just got rid of Winston.
Oh my goodness.
But the is coming to Tampa Bay.
I have my own personal opinions about Tom Brady, and it does not include his football skills. My opinions, my opinions are my own. I think he's going to help Tampa Bay, but I still think you got to contend with New Orleans down there. I really do.
Well, you know, New Orleans has got a good team, and hey, you can never count out Drew Brees. That he is definitely someone that stands right there neck and neck with Tom Brady. He does.
Football's out of the way. They shut down all the sporting events. I think. But, we're dealing with we're dealing with this coronavirus. And,
that's a bad situation going on right now, and hopefully everybody's being safe. And we wish best for everybody out there and good health.
I think the media has made it worse than what it is, but that does not discount that we should be washing our hands. And, you know, I mean, do you send your kids to school when they're sick? I wouldn't. I would leave my kids at home.
I agree. If your kids are sick, keep them home.
It's the same
you're
with
sending it to every kid that's in that school.
But it's the same with this virus. You don't want to be out and around, whether you're within the range of the age that they're saying that's susceptible to it more than the other range, right? You know, like the 70 and older.
And I'm not, even though Scott wants to say I am, but I'm not in that age range yet.
He looks it, though.
This is one of them times where he might have to bleep me.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
So anyways, but like I'm saying, with this virus now, it is very safe practice to wash your hands, to sanitize your hands, to, you know, not come in so much contact is what what are they calling it? Socially distant?
Yeah.
So, so it is safe practice, just like not sending your kids to school when they're sick. You don't want them getting other kids sick. You don't want them bringing other stuff home.
Yeah, and I agree that I believe that the media is creating a lot of this craziness.
They're creating
it. I mean,
creating more than what needs to be created.
Not discounting that there is a problem here
exactly.
And that we need to be very cautious. But this media, I tell you what, I watched the news last night, and I swear to God, I felt like I'm not leaving the house. I'm not going anywhere. The news told me I better stay right here in my house, in my bed. And
Yep.
And I called work, and I said, hey, news said I need to stay in bed. They said, do you want a paycheck? I said, yes.
I don't have a problem with staying in bed.
Yeah, and they said, if you want a paycheck, you better show up at work tomorrow. And I was like, damn, it didn't work.
Damn the bad luck.
God,
anyways, on top of that, Now, with the whole craze thing, everything's getting shut down. Mayors are coming out and saying this and that. Governors are saying this and that.
San Francisco. Look at what's going on there. They got them on a kind of stay in place.
On a curfew.
Yeah.
Well, and I agree to that in a sense. And the reason why I say that is because our mayor for the city of Anchorage and the municipality came out and he closed down all restaurants and all theaters and all these other places that have gatherings and occupancies, of several people. I think the CDC said 10, and they're saying about 50 or more. So we got all that shut down. And they're telling us not to bombard the hospitals. They're coming out with tests now where if you've talked to your doctor and they kind of give you a referral, you can do this little drive-through test. It takes about 5 minutes or so, I think the news just said. But I agree with all that, and here's why. Is because just like the toilet paper craze, okay?
Oh, my
You
Lord.
get all these people coming in and going wackadoo on buying up toilet paper, so somebody can't wipe their ass because they need a whole roll. Our mayor for the city of Anchorage and the municipality came out and he closed down all restaurants and all theaters and all these other places that have gatherings and occupancies, of several people. I think the CDC said 10, and they're saying about 50 or more. So we got all that shut down. And they're telling us not to bombard the hospitals. They're coming out with tests now where if you've talked to your doctor and they kind of give you a referral, you can do this little drive-through test. It takes about 5 minutes or so, I think the news just said. But I agree with all that, and here's why. Is because just like the toilet paper craze, okay?
Oh, my
You
Lord.
get all these people coming in and going wackadoo on buying up toilet paper, so somebody can't wipe their ass because they need a whole roll.
I got one statement I got to make.
Okay, I want to hear it.
I want to tell all you people out there that have been hoarding all the toilet paper, I want you to mind your business when you see me scooting my butt across the front lawn.
Like the dog.
What is going on?
You got your knees,
Where
and your feet in the air, and you're pulling yourself with your front legs, and you're dragging your ass across the lawn. So people need to mind their business.
What possessed people to all of a sudden toilet paper?
I don't know.
Need TP.
I don't know,
I need TP for my bunghole.
But I think
What is going on?
I think you were a little scared.
Everybody in a craze. They bought up all the toilet paper. I just don't understand what sent off the toilet paper crazy people.
Who knows? But like I said, the point being, they've got drive-through testing. They're saying, stay home, stay away from everybody. They don't want everybody out because they don't want to overload the emergency rooms and the hospitals, and I tell you why. And it's a good idea because if you get 800 people in there trying to tell them that, in the emergency room, trying to tell them they got the coronavirus, what happens to the first guy that comes in that just had a heart attack? They're not going to be able to save his life.
And what happens if one person does have that coronavirus, and now you're all in there? Oh, my Lord. Is she really ringing in on us? Can you tell her that we're real busy? We're real busy. We're real busy here.
So we're back. We kind of had a unscheduled, interrupted wife calling in.
Somebody doesn't know how to mute their phone.
Well, my phone is connected through our podcast station through the Bluetooth, so we can phone call somebody. But if I turn the airplane mode on, I won't be able to call them. And we were gonna call Harry. We were gonna talk to our Navy boy. I
got a real funny story.
Wait, but okay. Well, let's get to that in a second. Hold on. So what I was saying is I wanted to call and talk to Harry because, it's been a while. We haven't talked to him since his birthday. But, I just wanted to catch up and see what the Navy's doing about this coronavirus. So anyhow, it's 5 minutes to 7 now here in Alaska. So it's close to 11 o'clock down there. He's got a report at 5 in the morning, so I just told him, let's do it another night. That way we're not keeping him up. And my response to your issue with the toilet paper thing, okay? But for the rest of y'all, you while you're watching Eric, if you see me in the back in the woods, mind your business. I'm making the vaccine. For those of you that know me and know Eric, y'all know what I'm talking about.
So anyways, like I was saying, man, so while we were on that little break, go have a quick smoke in the garage there, and my wife comes down, and she's like, I need you to hold my phone. And I'm like, what do you mean you need me to hold my phone? You know, as we stated earlier.
Are you going where I think you're going?
Well, no, I don't know. But no, as we stated earlier, like I said, Anchorage has shut down all the bars, restaurants, and that included the gyms also. The gyms got shut down.
Which I don't know what's going on with the Eagle River Alaska Club, but I'm seeing some stuff on Facebook I'll have to research, but I think they're not quite following that, but go ahead.
Anyways, but all the gyms have been shutting down. And my wife, she goes to Zumba 2, 3, sometimes 4 times a week. And she says, I need you to hold my phone for me. Well, it turns out Angela at the Alaska Club, amen to you.
Which Alaska Club? The one right here?
I'm not sure which one. I didn't ask that many questions, man.
Oh, okay.
I was sitting there. I was like, really? I got to hold this phone? Are you kidding me?
I don't know. I don't know if those Zumba, I haven't been to the Alaska Club, but I don't know if those Zumba instructors bounce back and forth. So she's centralized at one. I was just going to give her a shout out.
Maybe she does. But yeah, that's why I'm putting out here, Angela. We weren't sure exactly of your last name, but amen to you. But she is putting out a video, a live feed video for her class.
So she's doing Zumba.
Yeah,
and you can watch it online. And Rhonda was wanting you to hold it so she could do her Zumba.
My wife wanted me to hold the dang phone so that she could sit there. And I'm sitting here watching my wife in slippers
doing a Zumba class.
Doing Zumba. And she's like, I can't do this in slippers. I said, well, I couldn't do it if anything. Angela, amen to you. I appreciate you making a step since they shut you down, but yet you're keeping it out there for your class. But I tell you what, it was the last thing I planned on doing while I was sitting out there smoking a cigarette and drinking a beer is holding the phone.
Oh, my goodness.
So my wife could do her exercise class.
Well, just to add to that, we're both trade workers. We go to work. I drive a truck for a living. You swing a hammer for a living. So, it's 2 different types of trades. But
well, I used to swing a hammer
but still, you're a carpenter, and there are days when you still carry your bags. But my point being is, with today's technology, a whole lot of stuff is going automated. A whole lot, and it's taken away from workers like me and you. It's taking jobs away. Granted, with what I'm going to say about this, I'm not agreeing with everything going robotic, but it amazes me a lot of stuff like that hasn't already started happening, that you can just do it from home. You still would pay some sort of membership fee or whatever, but I don't want everything to go automated and have the robots take over so that we're not working. And
I don't know, they got that new mirror coming out that you saw online.
The what?
It's a mirror that hangs on the wall. It's a smart mirror. I don't know. I think my mirror in my bathroom is pretty smart. When I look
at
it,
a two-way
it's a
mirror?
smart motherfucker.
Is it a two-way mirror so everybody can watch you? Your mirror,
you know. But no, now you see it on TV, the smart mirror where you can hit the button and boom, here comes this exercise person appearing in the mirror. I don't know, but
I don't know how to feel about that because
I think all mirrors are pretty smart when I look in them. Hey, I got to wake up every morning and say, you handsome devil, don't you ever die.
As long as you got that face shaved. Because I remember one time I stopped at your job site. And the sun was shining on your back.
Hey.
The sun was shining on your back, and I thought, holy beep. There's Santa Claus. What's Santa Claus doing on a construction site? Because that beard, the sun was shining through that beard, and all I saw was gray hair.
You better walk gently. That's all I can say. You better walk gently.
Oh, hey, but I'll tell you this. I know the difference between coochie and quiche.
Hey, sometimes, it took me a little while to accept the idea that I needed to have glasses on to read something close to my face. It took a little time for me to accept that. All right.
Hey, listen.
Hey,
Listen.
it happens.
I'm not going to tell my age. Well, my age, I don't care about. I'm not going to tell you the age difference between me and my wife, but everybody that's close to me knows my wife's a little older.
Yep.
And she keeps giving me shit.
No!
Sorry, we were
shortly.
we were
shortly.
We were going to keep this PG, but like I said, she keeps giving me shit. Said your day is going to come when your eyes go bad on you. And I agree. There's going to be a day, and I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm not doing that. But if you look at me through the ages, let's just say the mid-20s, okay, which was 20 years ago for me, my mid-20s up until now, and you start looking at my brother, which is my next closest brother, you look at my dad, some of my mom's side of the family, I have not aged like the rest of my family. I have not. My gray hair did not start coming in until I was 40 years old. I got, here's where I'm going with this, Eric, okay? No.
Better line me up here real quick because I'm getting ready to go somewhere. But
you're popping off. Okay, the reason why I'm going there.
I'm biting my tongue over here.
You're about to bite a hole in your lip? Okay, so anyways, where I'm going with this is, okay, because you just did it. I've done it. I've got my 3 kids have done it. My brother, we've all done the DNA test, right?
Yeah.
We've all done the ancestry DNA. And the reason why I'm going there is because my 2 youngest kids are 10 years old. They're fraternal twins. Tristan and Kaylee are fraternal twins. And their percentages have come back different. Tristan got more of their mother's DNA than Kaylee got, and Kaylee got more of my DNA. So the reason why I say that, and this is where I'm going with that, me aging a lot different than the majority of my family. I didn't get gray hair till I was 40. Kevin, my brother, the 7-footer, big skinny. So anyways, Kevin had gray. I think Kevin was gray before he was 20. My dad did pretty good. I don't think he was really gray until he was right around, 37, 38 or so. He didn't have the gray. So that's where I'm getting at. We have Indian, we have Cherokee Indian, and we have Chippewa and Kiowa in my family. So I believe I got a lot of that Indian blood, the DNA part of that Indian blood, that's keeping me from aging like the rest of my family. So that's where I was going with that. It wasn't nothing to do with being gray and, this and that.
Yeah, I started graying out early. Yes, I did.
And I got to tell you, okay, I didn't know you when you first moved up here. I got to tell you, there was once where you were a handsome devil, and I think you made the cover of a magazine up here.
I miss how we used to be
There
up
was some times back then, and
I'm telling you, this place was, I would have my mom, when I was up here on a vacation, and I had my mom drop me off at the AK Corral back when it was still around, and
that was the Happening Country Bar in Anchorage. It used to be, back in my mom's times, it used to be called the Pines Club.
Yeah,
and then I don't know if it changed ownership or not, or if they just changed the storefront face, but it became the AK Corral, and
Yep, and all I know is that I always got my own ride home. Ah, bam.
Well, I can't say that I learned to country dance in that bar, but I sure wore some holes in boots in that bar.
Yeah, that was a great place. It really was.
And we need
a lot of fun.
We need something like that again. It's called Spurs Bar at Four Corners now. It used to be called Four Corners, straight Four Corners. They have that, and our buddy Ken's still a stable band there. He's playing there a lot, but Anchorage needs one.
I cannot believe that Anchorage does not have a designated country bar. That just blows my mind.
There's that one. I won't mention the name because I'm not. I'm not on board with them no more, but they were there. Ken was there. It wasn't the right size bar for country and a band. It wasn't. So, like I said, we need another bar.
It just amazes me that we don't have one here in Anchorage.
If it were possible for us to do it, my idea is, you get new faces in.
Rotating band,
yeah. You know, I've got a family that I grew up with down in New Mexico. their family band got so big that they had to split into 3 different bands. I know I could get them up here on a rotative schedule. My point being is, if you had a bar with a rotating band like that, you could keep it different.
I remember the Buckaroo used to do that.
You know,
And it was great. It was a fun place to go. Like
the Buckaroo could not compete with Chilkoot Charlie's there in Spenard. It couldn't.
Yeah.
And the Buckaroo, it was good enough, but it wasn't a big enough bar. So, anyways, like I said, if my idea would be, if you have those rotating bands, you have a stage with a house band. The stage rotates. You put the house band stuff on one side, and when they take their break, but when you bring these rotating bands in, they take their break, then you can just twist that stage around.
I used to go to a bar when I was working down in Palo Alto.
Oh, I know this.
California.
I know some of that story.
Yeah, I worked at a place, or went down to do a job in Palo Alto, California, and they had a bar down there that's pretty much what they had. Is they had a house band that would play. They were probably all 3 of them were house bands, and they just kept rotating the stage. And
is this the Buck and Bull bar?
Yep, that's where. Yes, I did a little time on a Buck and Bull.
On a mechanical bull.
Mechanical bull, yeah. I did good, man. I tell you what, I did better than any of my other friends that have went there with me. I did better than them.
Just some fun facts about me. For those of you that know, I did grow up down in New Mexico, southwestern New Mexico. My stepmom's family, they're ranchers. I never did grow up riding nothing. I never did any kind of rodeo. But 2000.
Thank God for the bull.
Yeah, the bull didn't want me on his back. I mean,
just
granted, I probably, I'm 6'8". I would have been a better buck and horse rider, saddle bronc rider or something than a bull rider. But 2007 or 8, I think my brother was still here. He was working security at a downtown bar. I won't name the bar, but they did put in a mechanical bull. I remember that day very well because I was in between jobs. So for a month, I spent time running the shuttle for the zoo. I would go downtown and, pick up people, take them to the zoo, let them have their time, and then take them back downtown to where the hotels or whatever. But I got off of work from that job. They had just put it in that bar. My brother calls me and said, "Come on down. We're going to ride the bull." So
what I would have given to come and see that.
Yeah. I go down there, and my brother and I, we each ride it twice. And I don't think they turn it up much, but, it's one of them bulls where it's the mechanical bull, but it's not the full thing. It's got the little blow-up mattresses and everything. And
probably look like Fred Flintstone driving a car.
Well, I would say more like Lurch trying to ride a bull. But anyways,
I just envisioned your feet out from underneath it, sitting there running and moving the bull.
Trying to make it turn so I could anyhow. Well, we rode it twice, and we both did pretty good. I don't think they turned it up much. I'm 6'8", my brother's 7 foot. It probably looked like the old Will Fat Folly shows, some comical thing, but it was the first time I'd ever ridden a mechanical bull, and I still remember it. I had fun with it. I think if they'd have put the timer on, because they didn't really have it turned up much, I probably made my 8 seconds, but still. That's my story on my 2 times riding mechanical bull.
Yeah, there we go. That's his story. Yeah, that fish story.
Yeah, so that's some of our Anchorage stories, and this is what we do. We
there's a lot more, but we can dig into them later as we dabble through things. We've been through a lot,
and that's what we're doing. We're dabbling.
We're dabbling.
Initially, we were going to start this podcast going on 10 days because we initially were going to put our first podcast up on Friday, going into Saturday, the very first day of the Iditarod. They start the ceremonial Iditarod downtown, so we were going to have our first podcast. We talked about some of our activities we like to watch and pay attention to up here. One being the Iron Dog, the world's longest sled snow machine. I call it a sled because there's no such thing in Alaska as a snowmobile for the rest of y'all.
Snow machine.
We call them snow machines or we call them sleds. The Iron Dog is the world's longest snow machine race. We had our Fur Rendezvous, which is our winter carnival going on. And then the start of the Iditarod, well, we're going on 10 days into that race, and they've crossed the last stretch across the ice, the sea ice, because part of that race they do go across the sea ice. I don't even know how far it is. It's not that far into Nome.
They're close. They're calling for a winner by 9:30 a.m. tomorrow morning.
So we're within 12 hours of the Iditarod finishing up with the winner. So that's just some of the stuff we were going to talk about on our first podcast. Things have happened. We do have technical difficulties that have kept us, but Eric and I were just gotten started.
We're learning.
In the hockey world, in a hockey league, we would be called the novices.
We'd look like the window lickers.
I think, as a matter of fact, talking about window lickers, I think, and I'm not trying to be politically incorrect, but your first game, I think you were the window licker.
I scored a goal.
You scored the game-winning goal, but you still were the window licker of that game.
I had a good time. That's all that matters.
Eric and I, we're just getting started. We want to thank y'all for listening to our podcast. We hope that somewhat we're entertaining. We're trying to get better. Like
if you have suggestions, send them in.
No. We do have an email address. upper1podcast@yahoo.com. We hope to eventually have a live broadcast so that we could have live interaction. So as soon as all these technical difficulties, like I said, I was getting into that rookie thing and the novice thing,
Y'all can watch me look at Scott and be like, what?
You could hear me puke into the mic. So anyways, thank you for listening. This is the Upper One Podcast coming at you from Anchorage, Alaska.
Appreciate y'all.
We hope
Looking
that we
forward
could be
to the future.
Hope that we could be informative on some of the information that y'all don't know about what goes on in Alaska. We hope we can be entertaining because Eric and I, we've done a lot of stuff together. We're best friends. 4 years ago today, he was my best man.
We're good at arguing.
And we give each other hell. But we hope that this is going to be fun for us. We hope that it turns into something a lot bigger. And we hope that we keep coming back. This is Scott and Eric signing off. Upper One Podcast. See you soon.
Love you guys. Thank you.
Your go for APU shutdown on time.